what's up? It's Ty Love, and I had a really quick question for you. I was wondering if you could tell me which one of these drum breaks is played by a drummer and which one of these drum breaks is me putting the notes into Ableton's piano roll. Let's take a listen, and after you do, leave what you think in the comments down below, and at the end of this video, I'll reveal to you which one's the drummer and then which one's me in Ableton's piano roll. Let's do it. If you're still here and watching this video, you want to know how to make your drums groove in the fastest and easiest way possible. So what I'm going to show you today probably isn't anything new. Maybe it's a gentle reminder of how to sample a drum break, and then just using the piano roll, you can get a break that sounds very similar to a drummer actually drumming. So we're not going to be finger drumming with the break we sample or anything like that. We're going to be putting it in Ableton's piano roll. So the only topic that I'm going to talk about right now before we get started is we are sampling the time before and after each drum hit within the break we're using. So what that does is it helps us keep the drummer's groove and the breath of his playing within our own drum break after we sample it, and then we play it with Ableton's piano roll. So what we're going to need today is Soul Sessions by Tammuz, his break pack, or any other drum break that you want to use. And we're going to need either a drum rack or some sort of MIDI instrument that allows you to insert drums on a piano roll. So I use Ableton, just a heads up, but I'm sure you can do this on any other DAW. And we're going to be making 4 different kicks: a down kick, 2 ghost kicks, and an open hat kick. We're going to have 4 different snare variations. We're going to have 2 harder hitting snares that are going to actually be our snare drum, and then we're going to have a snare roll and a ghost snare, and then we're going to have 6 different hi-hats, 3 of which will be accented, meaning we're going to use those to create kind of a pattern or a groove, and then we're going to have 3 ghost hats, which are going to be just filling in the space for us. And we're also going to have a bongo hit and also a tom drum fill. So enough of me talking, let's get into it, and I'll see you guys in Ableton. All right, let's get to it. So we are using the City Town drum break dry version from Tammuz's Soul Sessions, 80 BPM City Town, and that is dry. And we are going to construct a kit with this break. And remember, the important thing that we're doing is we're leaving the natural time from the break in the samples. So my rule of thumb is usually to have it around 1/32 or a 64th before, meaning I will go to the closest 1/64th note or the closest 32nd note. And as you can see, some of these are going to be ahead of the beat, meaning he's driving the beat, and then some are going to fall behind because nobody's time is perfect. In this kit, it looks like he's driving a lot of the kicks, and there's actually a little delayed snare there, and a lot of the kicks and snares are being driven ahead of the beat, but we're also going to find some, like this snare, that is a little bit behind the beat, right? So it's up to you if you want to keep them all behind the beat, or if you want to include some drive samples, meaning when you're sampling, you will take, for instance, this down hat kick, and you're going to put it right when the waveform starts, and then when you would put that on a MIDI roll, you're going to put that slightly ahead of beat 2, right? So you just have to be aware of what you're doing with the sample and why. For this video's purposes, I'm going to be using mostly delayed samples or samples behind the beat. So I'm going to always leave a little space to create that breath. But let's get to it. I'm always try to stay away from the beginning because we have that hi-hat residue, right? Okay, so I will use this as my first kick. And for a down kick, I will choose to actually make it right on the beat, okay? So for my down kick, it's always going to be on the beat, and then click, drag. I put it in C1. I make all of my kicks the same so I can interchange them. And then I'm going to use this as a ghost kick. And this is also slightly driven. So this is going to be right on the beat. Let's actually see what that's like on the and of 3, and he's ahead of the and of 3. So let's go like this. Let's zoom out to 64, and then I'm going to go to this 64. So we're creating a little bit of drag in the feel with this ghost kick. And same thing with this one. So we have our 2 ghost kicks right away. And this one, I like that ghost kick too. That is nice. Ghost kick 2. There we go. Ooh. Is that louder than this? Let me turn this up though. This is turned down. Ooh, I like that one. We're gonna grab that one for our down kick. And as you can see, sometimes you're going to find better samples, right? And there's a hat in there somewhere. We're just going to have to live with that hat. I don't think we can... Yeah, we can't avoid it, so we just have to know our down kick is automatically going to have a hat. And now we need an open hat kick. It looks like it's going to be right here. And that's going to have bongos, and that's okay. Sometimes we're just going to have sounds with it, right? So we got open hat kick. Okay, now we're going to go on to our snares. I'm getting weird radio interference right now on my microphone. That's why I just hit that. It sounds super weird. This snare is already set up to be a little behind the beat. So this is snare 1. Ooh, I like that. That one was a little brighter. And then we're going to make this one right on the beat. So we're going to go like this. So we'll have to remember snare 2 is on the beat. Snare 2. There's a snare roll. This is naturally behind the beat, so we're just going to grab that. That's on the and of 3, it looks like. Snare rolls I like to put on E1 of my piano roll. And we need a ghost snare now. There it is. And this is on the and of 1, and it is slightly behind. Ghost snare. So, okay, so far, just to recap, we have a down kick, ghost kick 1, ghost kick 2, and an open hat kick. So we have 4 kicks. And then we have 4 different variations of the snare. We have snare 1, snare 2, ghost snare, and a snare roll. And now we're going to go collect hi-hats and bongos and potential toms if we're going to do wanting a tom fill somehow as well. So hi-hats, I like to get 3 accented hi-hats, meaning like this. They are the waveform is larger and they are accentuating a beat or a groove, right? So when you hear them, those are the louder of the 2 hi-hats. So this is accent 1. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab these like this because these are naturally played by each other. So this will be ghost hat 1. Oop, and then we'll say it like that. Just a ghost hi-hat 1. Hear the difference there? And then here's another accented hat. We'll have accent 2. Accent hi-hat 2. Here's another ghost hat. It's very small, but ghost hi-hat 2. So far, everything is sounding great. This is great. Ooh, we got some tom action. Let's go back a little bit. Here's another ghost hat. So as you can see, the hats are what is primarily behind the beat in this break. And so you sometimes just got to go with the flow with what's going on, right? Man, I'm just getting weird noises in my headphones. That's interesting. Might just be my phones too. Okay, and let's go find, let's see what's up with these toms. Okay, and this is like and, for, and vibe. And it's kind of, I wonder if it's like on a triplet grid. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see if that's what he was thinking. I don't know. That would be a pretty big stretch. No, I don't think so. So let's just go back to narrow and triplet grid off. And let's just say this is and from the and of 3, the whole fill. So we can put that on the and of 3. So this is tom fill. And lastly, but not leastly, is we're going to go try to grab a bongo here. There it is. We got a bongo. Ooh, that is way too much. That is right on. Oh, no, that is naturally behind the beat. So there we go. And bongo. Okay, we got our kit. This is exciting. This is... Ooh, we got a hi-hat on the bongo too. So now what we do is we go into... I like to do this always. Break. And then... Congo kit. That's just my OCD kicking in now. So let's just create a little 4x loop here. What I like to do is I like to turn the beat off first, or the original break first, and I like to create an accent groove here. So and let's say we'll use the 3 like this, and let's just start plugging in hi-hats. So this sometimes, this is like I shoot paint at the wall. I'm not really concerned with how this is gonna appear at first. Ooh, we got accent hi-hat with the bongo here. Ooh, that was actually pretty cool. And only rule with hi-hats, don't put them... Don't ever, well, you can, but just try to variate the hi-hats to keep the sound organic and real sounding, because typically you're very rarely going to get the same snare strike twice. And so this looks all good. What I will do, I'll just go Command-Shift-U, just in case they're not. There we go. So we got ourselves a little groove now. Now let's go. Remember, and we're going to put all of our snares out first too. So we got a snare here. And let's just try varying the snares every other one. I don't know how this is going to sound, but I think it's going to sound okay. Ooh, that was kind of crazy. Okay, we got ourselves a little beat. Let's try to get a... Okay, and I will double this, and we'll have a 4-bar loop, and at the end of the... I guess, yeah, this will be 4 bars. And then at the end of this one, I know my tom fill is right here. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna resample this really quick. Resample. Go like that. And then we're gonna solo this, and we're gonna record this, and then we're gonna add okay, and then we have a break here. We're gonna turn it up a little bit just so nothing's clipping, but so it's getting as big as that break up there. And I just have some effects I like to put on my drum breaks. It's just saturation and compression, and I'll show you guys. I think it's just it's a SSLE channel strip and then wide drum bus, and then I just use the UAD Studer A800 tape recorder. And if I just grab, now let's just compare the drummer versus my break here. And we'll have to get a part where there's no cymbal. Here, we'll go like right there, and we'll loop this, and we'll compare. So mine is quieter. That is one thing we have to do right now. So we have to boost. And I probably want, I don't know if I want to compress saturation. Let me go like this. Ooh, the only thing is to mask it more. He's got bongos like this. Yeah, there we go. That sounds dope. And I'm just gonna remove some of my kicks. Because we're really trying to mask. Ooh, that sounds weird though. Hang on a second. Then what I mean by that, what is that noise, that double? What we're gonna have to do is go like this. We're gonna actually have to remove this down kick, I think. We're gonna have to go like this. Yep, there we go. Ooh, and remember we gotta put on the and of 3 here our tom fill. Ooh, not on that one though, on this one. And of 3, tom fill, and then we're gonna have it. I think we gotta. So we have a break here. I'll probably, let's resample it again. Loop it. We're gonna solo. We're gonna resample it. I think it sounds pretty close to the real break. Not that that's necessarily the point, but in a way it is. So it's close enough, and there is one thing that's going to give it away. So if you guessed at the beginning that it was if break 2 was the real sample, you were correct. And what you're going to notice is specifically the kick noise. The kick, when it's saturated, has the same sound. So if you got a good ear, congrats. Break 2 was the real sample, and break 1 was my drum break that I made sampled from the break. So break 2, Tammuz, break 1, Ty Love. But there we have it, you guys. That is how you make a drum kit while still including the integrity of the groove from the original break. I hope that this helps you guys on your drum journey. I think this is, again, the easiest and fastest way to achieve real sounding drums while at the same time having the capability of fully customizing your own breaks. And I'm sure that you guys are going to take this and run with it and figure out ways to make it sound even closer than this already does. So thank you guys so much. Ty Love. Peace, peace.